Yo, what is up, guys? My name is Nicholas Earl, and welcome back to an episode of Earl Sports Bets. And today we have an 8-game NHL slate, and we got 6 plays for you guys. But first, before we go into the recap, before we go over today's slate, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe to the channel down below. We are almost at 250 subscribers for the channel, so we are trying to push to that number. And also let me know in the comment section below who your favorite NHL play of the day is. All right, let's go into our recap from yesterday. We went 3-2. We missed on Vancouver plus 120. Wow, they did not show up. They were down 6-2 at the end of the second period, and then lost that game 7-3. It wasn't even close. And then Boston and Philly. I was extremely surprised on this one. The over hit for that game. They went to a shootout and it finished 5-4. I was really surprised on that result. I wasn't expecting any offense from these two teams. Philadelphia is more of a defensive-based team, and Boston just hasn't been feeling their offense lately. And then all of a sudden last night, these two shoot out. I would make this bet again because I just don't see that happening that often. And then our 3 wins for last night, we got the Tampa Bay Lightning to get us a win 3-2 and get this overtime versus Columbus. When have we heard that one before? And then we got the Islanders with a 4-1 win against the Devils. A couple power play goals from them, and they looked really good. Winnipeg and Ottawa, I was so surprised they stayed under. It was 4-0 at the end of the third period. I was like, oh crap, two goals and I push, 3 goals and I lose. And they only score 1 in the third, and we really luck out. So that one, the under for that game hit as well. So we went 3-2 yesterday, and we are now 27-21 in hockey. Let's keep this streak going with some winners today. Let's get into the slate. We are starting with the Buffalo Sabres and the Washington Capitals, and there's a lot to go over for this game. It is a -109, run back of -101. These two teams played each other in the first 2 games of the season, and Washington won both these games. Now it looks a little different. Washington has 4 players in COVID protocols, and quarantining will miss the next 4 games. Those being Dmitry Orlov, a defenseman, okay. Evgeny Kuznetsov is out, their second-line center. They're going to be missing Samsonov, so it's going to be Voracek in goal tonight. And they're also missing Alexander Ovechkin, arguably one of the best hockey players in the world. So that's a really bad loss for this team. That being said, I'm expecting some goals tonight. It is a backup goalie for Washington. It's Vanecek. I expect some goals from Buffalo, and I expect a couple goals from Washington. I think they'll step up. I wanted to quickly look, with all this jumble, I was going to go and quickly look at the lines for Washington. We'll have that load. But I believe the top line is going to have Wilson with it's still Backstrom, Wilson, and I want to say Verana. Oshie's on the second line with Eller, and it's a whole big mess. So, but I still think that we could see some goals in this game, mainly because we're seeing a lot of backups now, which could lead to a lot more goals because they may not be as good defensively. So for our play for this game, I'm not going to touch the sides because I still think Washington could be a better team than Buffalo, even missing these players. It definitely hurts, but I'm going to go with the over 5.5 goals for tonight in the Buffalo and Washington game. Next, we have the New York Rangers taking on the Pittsburgh Penguins. -135 for the Penguins, +122 for the Rangers. The Rangers coming off a loss against New Jersey, and Pittsburgh coming off back-to-back overtime wins versus the Capitals. Now, this is going to be a fun game. We have Shesterkin and Hari, and honestly, I see this as a high-scoring game. I'm not going to bet the over because that is 6.5 goals. But Pittsburgh has hit the over, I think, most, if not all, games this season. And the Rangers, I think they can put up some goals here. But we're going to go with the Penguins here. I'm going to take them on their 2-game win streak. Try to ride this streak a little bit more. Unfortunately, I had Washington the first 2 games of their streak, but I'm gonna bet the Penguins here at minus 135. My model gives them a 62.101% chance to win this game, which is almost almost 5 full percentage of an edge compared to what my model, or compared to what this line gives it. So we are going to go with the Penguins at minus 135 in this game. You take it here. Next one is another interesting game, which I'm looking at an interesting play here. We have the Edmonton Oilers heading to Toronto for their second game in a row against these two teams. Minus 135, minus 131 for the Leafs, plus 119 for the Oilers. And this is 100% an Oilers play. Here's my reason behind this. Joe Thornton is out, and sources are saying that Austin Matthews can also be out for this game. That is a huge loss. Still, Edmonton will have McDavid. They will have Draisaitl. They will have their players. And plain simply, Toronto won't. So I'm going with the Oilers here at plus 119 to win this game with Matthews out and with Thornton out. I really like this play. Next, we have the Minnesota Wild taking on the San Jose Sharks, minus 164, run back of plus 148 for the Sharks, 5.5 goal total, and that's where we're going to be looking in this game. I don't really have a side for this one. I would lean Minnesota if I was betting a side, but I'm going with the over here, and here's my reason why. The Sharks are, I feel, an over team this year. You get Martin Jones in goal versus Cam Talbot, which I think Cam Talbot will rest back down to the mean, and because he's been playing okay lately. In San Jose, I don't expect them to be an under team very often. Their only under so far this season was last game against the Blues after a offensive explosion the night before. I think this Sharks team, they're not great defensively, and they can score some goals. Give me the over 5.5 goals for San Jose and Minnesota tonight. Next, we have the Detroit Red Wings and the Chicago Blackhawks, and this total actually moved up to 6 goals. I originally had it at 5, which makes me like this bet even more. But we have a minus 126 for the Blackhawks, plus 114 for the Red Wings, and these are two cellar dweller teams, so there's no sugarcoating in here. I think this should be more towards a pick, honestly. But I'm not going to be betting Detroit here. I think Chicago can pull this game out. I would lean Chicago in this matchup. But I do like the goalie for the Red Wings a little bit more. I like Thomas Greiss a lot more than Connor D'Elia. But I think D'Elia could be a good, potentially a good goalie in the league. Not anytime soon, though. But I definitely think this game is going under. I don't really see, other than the top line for Detroit and Patrick Kane, really, for this Blackhawks team, really many people are going to score goals here. I think this is going to be a low-scoring defensive matchup. Give me the under 6 goals here between the Chicago Blackhawks and the Detroit Red Wings. Next, we have the Nashville Predators taking on the Dallas Stars. Who the hell? Oh, it's their first game of the season. That's right. The Dallas Stars, the Western Conference winners last year, and then they lost in the Stanley Cup to the Tampa Bay Lightning. This is their first game of the season because they are the only team that had COVID issues in the beginning of the season. This game, for me, there's only one play I'm really looking at. I'm not going to take a side here because there's the Stars, realistically speaking, if they've played their games so far this season, they're not a minus 113. They're a minus 130, minus 140. But I'm not betting on a team playing their first game. On the other side, I'm not betting on the Predators against the Stars here because I think the Stars are a better team. One thing I will bet, though, is the under in this game. I think these two teams are going Dallas is just an under team in general, for starters. And we're getting Saros and Khudobin, which are two really talented goalies. Saros has been playing really well for Nashville so far this season. And I think that the first period is going to be a 0-0 period. So honestly, if you want to look at first period here, totals under 1.5 is definitely the play for that. But I think that this is going to be a slow start, and honestly, I can see this being a 2-1, 3-1 type of game. I think the Stars will win, but I'm going with the under 5.5 here between the Predators and the Stars. And then these final two games here, we have the Vegas Knights taking on the Arizona Coyotes, minus 169, run back of plus 152. Over under 5.5 goals for this game. And overall, this game is a pass for me. I just don't see the value on betting at either of these sides. I'm not trying to lay minus 169 on the Knights. I think Arizona could be a live dog in this one, but I'm not going to be betting anything in this game because this total, Vegas is a high-paced team. It's just whether or not the puck goes in the net is where we're worried about this total. The Knights can easily put up 6 goals by themselves in this matchup, but I'm gonna pass on this game completely and move on to the Colorado and Anaheim game, which is a minus 186 for Colorado, plus 167 for Anaheim, over under 5.5 goals. And this is another one where I don't have much of a read for this game. I don't want to lay minus 186 versus on the Avalanche, especially considering they just lost to the Kings the night before. This is going to be a pissed off Avalanche team. If anything, you take them on the puck line. I'll lean the puck line for the Colorado Avalanche because this can easily be a 4-1, 5-1, 5-0, 6-2, 5-3 type of game where Colorado is just a one-sided affair and takes care of business. But I'm not going to be betting anything in this matchup because Gibson could easily steal a game for Anaheim here, and I'm not trying to get mixed up in the puck line or on the money line or anything like that. So the last two games here are a pass for me. But let's go over our plays for today. We got the over 5.5 for the Sabres and the Capitals. We got the Penguins minus 135 against the Rangers. We have the Oilers plus 119 versus the Leafs. We have the over 5.5 for the Sharks and the Wild. We have the under 6 for the Blackhawks and the Red Wings. And we've got the under 5.5 goals for the Stars and the Predators. If this information was helpful to you guys at all, feel free to hit that thumbs up button and be sure to subscribe to the channel down below. We're almost at 250 subscribers, and we really want to hit that potentially today. We have daily content on this channel, so if you have those bell notifications on, you'll be notified every single time we come out with a video here at Earl Sports Bets. As you can see right here, we have all our sports that we have here with the NFL, where the playoffs starts, or the NFC AFC championship games on Sunday. We had college basketball 6 days a week, UFC tonight or tomorrow morning for McGregor and Poirier. We have the NBA every day. My brother's doing esports or Counter-Strike every night. WNBA will be in a few months. NHL we're doing every single day right now. And the MLB in just a few months as well. But that's going to do it for this video. I want to thank you guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the channel down below. And I'll catch you guys. And let's catch some tickets tonight. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys.